guys, this is Miles with Classic Performance Swap. So we're gonna be doing a daily vlog of what we're working on in the shop, the projects that we got going on. Just kind of going a quick overview on that stuff so you can kind of start catching up with what we're doing. Dang, about time you showed up. We'll get to work. Anyways, just a little quick thing of what we're doing this morning, Tuesday. Let's do it. All right, so I guess first things first, we got a 75 Caprice that we just started on. This is gonna get like a full drivetrain, finish it out basically. We picked this up a couple weeks ago, just kind of been in the works, getting parts and stuff, but that's coming along, so you guys will see a little bit more of that. This C10, I'm gonna go through it pretty quick and then I'll show you guys what we're working on. But the C10 came in for like services, just regular maintenance stuff, and then also some window upgrades. So you guys will see that. This OBS we did a swap on. We're finishing it out. We're basically down to the tuning side of it. Tuning wise, we're working on that. We had a couple exhaust leaks, so we finished that out. We had a leaking regulator, so we're doing a change on that. So once again, issues do come up, but we just resolve them, keep going. So that's that. This car was brought over here to us by AC Customs. So we're gonna be doing a little bit on this one, as far as AC work. And you guys know, or some of you guys may know, we really don't do a whole lot of small block Chevy stuff, which is like the old school carbureted stuff. We try to stick to LS and LT swap, but you know, I get a little bit of hate on that, but it just, you know, we pick and choose what we want to do, and we really don't do a whole lot of the small block stuff, but we will be working on this one, trying to push it out for them and get it knocked out. We've got another one over here we're working on. It's a 49 Chevy 3100. We're about, I'd say 80% finished on this one. 5.3, 4060. We did the fuel system in the back, gauges, no AC, get an electric fan radiator. You guys I'll go over that a little bit more in detail. On this, we've got this 65 Impala as well that we just picked up. It's another build. We're gonna actually go through the whole thing on this one as far as suspension, fuel system, engine, transmission, brakes, whole 9 yards, AC, everything. We're gonna do everything to this. Still waiting on the customer. I've got a parts list going, you know, for everything we need. Just got to start ordering stuff so we can get going on it. But this thing right here is going to be nice. I believe the car has been, you know, painted and reworked a little bit. But yeah, this thing's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice cruiser. So you guys get to see a little bit of that. So really clean car, super nice. And I believe this one, from what the guys telling me, some crackheads got a hold of it, you know, and was starting to rip parts off of it, but we ended up getting it, got the motor out, just basically starting fresh with it. So you guys will see that. There's another project that we're working on, two-door Cadillac. It's for a buddy of mine. Shout out to him. But this thing right here it's already bagged. The car's bagged. We're doing an LS swap on it. Slowly, you know, we're knocking it out for him. And let's check it out. So this one's gonna be just a cruiser, nothing, you know, super high horsepower, nothing, just gonna be a nice little cruiser. We're doing a 5.3 on this one, 4060, you know, the common thing, electric fans, but it's not gonna be nothing, you know, super crazy, just straightforward build on this one. And if you know, you guys may know who Noe Torres does a lot of hydraulic stuff. So I can see that eventually, you know, he'll pull the bags out and do the hydraulics on it. So that'll be one of the first, if not the first, in town that, as far as you know, lowrider that I know of that has an LS. So you guys keep up with that. In the shop, it's a 68 Camaro. We are currently working on putting the motor together. So this one is getting a LS3 6L80 transmission. We got the donor car for this. It was a 2012 Camaro. Guy bought it, you know, he brought the motor and transmission to us. Ended up being bad. So with that one, I believe it got like some flooding damage in the engine. We ended up tearing the whole motor apart, getting a rotating assembly for it, rebuilding the whole thing. So we ended up making it a 416 stroker motor. So this one's going to be getting that. Again, we've got the AC in there already. We've got the transmission, torque converter ready to go. Motors, we're waiting on the heads for this one. So eventually you guys will see the motor dropped in there, transmission, and we're going to keep going with this one. I expect this one, once we have motor, you know, a couple weeks, 3 weeks after, you know, we're gonna have this one done. So it's already, I'd say, halfway done. It's just basically dropping the motor in there and then knocking it out. So we have already gone in and redid all the suspension work. We've done the rear suspension, brakes. We did front and rear disc brakes conversion on it. We wired the whole car as far as electrical. So that's been done already. So really we're just waiting on getting the motor and transmission in there, getting everything wired up, and we're good to go. So that one, you guys will see a little bit more of that soon.
Yo, Chewy, what are you doing today?
What's up? I'm just finishing up the C10. Did a power window upgrade on it. It had power windows already, but they weren't working. So we put in a, well, you can't see now, everything's behind the doors. We put in an upgraded window harness and some better motors. So now they're working pretty good now. You can see. Go up and down pretty easy. Before they wouldn't work, so customer's gonna be happy now. Then we also swapped out the underhood liner. It had one already, but it was old and all tore up, so we put a nice new one on there. Looks pretty clean. Cleans it up a good bit. But yeah, nothing crazy on this one today.
Yo, Edgar, what are you doing today?
What's up, guys? So today we're building this LQ9. We cleaned it up a week before. We gutted it out, took off the heads, the oil pan, and basically we're building it back up. Right now I just installed the cam and I timed it. If you see here, these are the timing marks where it has to be, and with cylinder 1 at top dead center. So now all I have to do is torque the cam sprocket. Now we double check that the engine is correctly timed. And if you look closely, the alignment marks will line up again, meaning that the engine is correctly timed.
Yo, Chooch, what are you doing today? What's happening here?
What's up, guys? Today I'm working on these rocker arms. I'm getting the cheat union kit put on them. Basically making sure there's no trash or any material in them. Letting them soak in soapy water. And honestly, guys, these are a must when you do an LS swap. We always do them. They're cheap insurance, as I say. They cost like $200, so it's honestly the thing to do. They'll basically be going on this motor. We're just waiting on the heads to get back from the machine shop. I mean, as you can see, this motor's clean. It'll be going in that Camaro that Miles talked about earlier. So he's not going cheap with it. I mean, he's using the right parts and stuff.
So what can I say about, let's say, a quick little history of CPS. I started CPS out of my house. Had a shop there at the house, and I was working a full-time job in a chemical plant. Surprisingly, it's completely different than this. So, you know, I've been working on cars since I can remember. I think I started an apprenticeship at a local shop when I was like 14 years old. I guess long story short on that, I wasn't of age yet. They didn't allow me to continue to go and train with them and just hang out with them, really, you know. But I've been working on cars since I was like 13, 14 years old. I was always interested in, you know, my uncles working on their cars. So it's kind of always grew on me, right? We've always, like anybody, you know, we've worked on our personal cars at the house, in the driveway, on the floor. You know, knees hurting after you're done, kind of deal. Eventually, you know, I kind of always knew that at some point I wanted to open up a shop, work on cars, get paid for it, you know, that whole deal. I just never really thought it would, you know, come to this, I guess you can say. Not size-wise, but like, you know, get to where we're basically almost 90% of what we're doing is LS swap stuff, which is a lot of it. I started at the house. We've been a business, you can say, for going on 4 years now. You know, to where I've had, for instance, this truck here, this was one of the first, if not the second truck that we did an LS swap. It was done at the house. It was a family member's truck. That one there kind of kicked it off, and then as well as other people. We had some really good friends that they were like, you know what, just let's do it and just do your thing. They would, you know, drop off money for parts. Kind of gave me like a free for all, you know, just do it, get it done, and we'll see how it goes. And then that kind of, you know, pushed me to obviously get more people. We outgrew the shop at the house. You know, I had problems with neighbors, the customers that were coming and talking to me. You know, they would leave doing burnouts and stuff, and shout out to you, you know who you are. And it would piss off my neighbors. You know, at some point, you know, we had the city inspectors out there complaining, you know, trying to run me out, telling me that I needed to move the cars, you know, the whole 9 yards. So we ended up getting a shop just, you know, to kind of get to the next step. We outgrew that one. That one, for you local people, you know, we were on Glenwood Avenue. We were there, 2,500 square feet shop. We outgrew it. Within the first year, I mean, I knew it was already a problem. You know, we didn't have enough space. Luckily, you know, towards when my lease was going to be over, we found this shop where we're at now. We've been here close to a year and a half now. I'd say that this is, you know, the perfect size for us at the moment. 10,000 square feet. So we, you know, 4 times the size that we had before. We were able to have more projects in here. And keep going, because you know how it is. The name of the game is try to have as much of the parts, you know, that we need for these trucks here ready to go, but it doesn't always work like that. It's either we're working on or waiting on a customer to pay for their parts, or just waiting on a vendor to ship them out. You know, there's lead times, there's this and that, there's always something. But the history, I guess you can say, you know, I didn't inherit, you know, this shop or none of that. We've built it from the ground up with my brothers. Chooch, you know, over there, he's, you know, busy, but he's been with me since we were at the house, you know, working out of the house, out of the garage. You know, Jose, which is another brother of mine, you'll see him eventually, but he's also been a very big support financially and just emotionally. I mean, just pushing me to always, you know, do better. But I'm gonna start crying now. But I guess just to say, you know, it's possible. As long as you enjoy it, we enjoy it. These guys, Chooch, you know, we're in it all the time. We enjoy the truck scene in general, and you know, really just do your thing. There's plenty for everybody. I'll say that. Here in Dalton, I know of other people that do the swap stuff, do the same basic work that we're doing. Just mind your own business. You know, we do our thing, you do your thing, just keep going. And with that, you know, we're also still growing. You know, from becoming parts vendors for stuff that we use on a daily basis to wheels. We can get wheels, suspension, you know, anything that we need for the swap, I can take care of. We can get it. So there's no, you know, guessing as far as like customer having to do the legwork to get anything. We can get it. That's not a problem. And then also just some new stuff that we're starting out to start doing with these trucks, with these cars. The big wheel game is obviously, you know, is big now. You're trying to tuck as big of a wheel in the rear as possible. And what we're going to start doing soon is, no, at some point we were outsourcing the cutting the rear ends and stuff. We are going to be doing this in house on a, I guess, scheduled kind of deal, because I don't need 20 cars here, piled up, waiting on a rear end to get cut. But maybe once a week or something, we're going to be cutting rear ends. So you guys that are interested in that, definitely reach out to us. We'll cut it down, build the diff, do new axles, paint it, powder coat it, whatever we need to do. So we're going to actually be bringing that in soon. I've got the tools, now that we need to do, that we need to do the work. So you'll be seeing a little bit of that, fitting 12-inch wides, big lip, kind of deal. So that's coming. You'll see that around. But yeah, that's a little history of classic performance swaps, and how it's, I guess in the past, bringing in Edgar, Chewy, and Chooch, it wasn't always like that. I was doing it, a lot of times myself, pulling motors out, pulling transmissions out. We've been just been pushing through and trying to get it done. So as we go, you guys will see a little bit more of what we do. It's not just, for the most part, we do try to stick to the LS and LT stuff. But we do the general maintenance stuff, but that's no fun. Nobody wants to see that. So you guys will check it out. This is the guy that got me kicked out of my neighborhood when we were working on trucks over there. He would go in there, whether it was his Camaro, his bike, and as soon as he left, he was either doing a burnout or that Harley he had was like leaving, super, super loud. Wake up the neighbors, 8 o'clock at night. He's the reason. But a lot of the support, this guy, this is who I was saying that he basically brought me his, a couple cars, but he brought me his cars. He'd be like, you know what, just do it. Let me know how much it is. We'll knock it out. And he kind of gave me free reign on what we were doing. So he's part of our success because he was one of the first, I guess you can say, customers, right?
Something like that.
But yeah, that's him. So you guys know. All right, so that's a quick little, day vlog of what we're actually working on at the moment. What we got going on in the future, what we're pushing to get out, more of, and just kind of, get an idea of what CPS is, who's working here, what we're doing, and all that good stuff. So just follow us along. We'll keep posting. Thank you, guys.